quick look at the watch here. Many of you have already seen this in leaked press photos. One of the marquee features is just that the screen is bigger. As you can see, it's nearly bezel-less, following a trend that we've already seen on smartphones and laptops. So on the smaller of the two editions, which is the one I'm wearing, it is a 35% bigger screen. On the bigger of the two editions, the 44mm model, it's, I believe, 32% bigger. I have a dainty wrist, so I went with the smaller one. As you can see, by the way, I'm wearing the Nike Edition band, but all of your old watch bands are backward compatible, so don't get too hung up on the band here. So other than the screen, which is lovely, what we're going to do is want to go through just a bunch of different watch faces. So I'm going to do that here also. It's a little easier for me. Oh, before I go through the watch faces, let's take a quick look at this digital crown. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. There was already a digital crown. As you can see, there's no glowing dot anymore. There's a red ring, so it's just a tiny little design change. It makes it look ever so slightly less like a computer strapped to your wrist, which it still very much is. And it has haptic feedback. So if I go into an app, I can feel it sort of ticking as I scroll through apps like these. So it's good for when you're scrolling through and want a little precision. When I first heard about this, I thought of my mind harkened back to the old school iPod Classic, and I was worried that this feature would quickly get annoying. The feedback is subtle enough, and the audio feedback is subtle enough that I didn't get sick of it. I don't feel like my wrist is being bombarded with different vibrations and all that. So we're going to go into the music app here. Sorry guys, the software doesn't appear to be cooperating. That sometimes happens here on demo units. If I can get it to cooperate, fully, what I would show you are the different watch faces. I have another hand here going into help where you swipe through, and that's where, yep, there we go.
So, why don't you walk us through?
Yeah, so there we go. A lot of the news here is in the different watch faces. Can we go back? Yeah, we're gonna go back. So this is almost the middle of the story. There we go. So one of the stars of the show here, not just the size of the screen, but there is this new watch face with up to 8 different complications. And that can include things like the temperature in the corner, the highs and low temperatures for your area. And then, as usual with the watch, you can load on different watch faces and you can swipe through. So you can get watch faces that include more specific information, let's say about fitness.
They've only given us the 2, it appears.
All right, let's try it on this one. See if it works any better.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. So, see guys, this is what demo day is like. You just jump right in.
The worst.
Yep, the devices are not always polished or final. But let's stop on one of those animated ones. Yeah, so there are a series of these sort of really trippy, dynamic watch faces, really not unlike a certain kind of dynamic wallpaper you might already be used to having on your phone. And they kind of, as Apple says, interact with the edges of the screen. Maybe it's water bubbling up against it. I'm a fan of these. I included a GIF of one in my hands-on story, which is live on the site. I think that speaks a lot too. Otherwise, under the hood, this has a new and improved chip promising faster performance. I don't think I'm selling that very well in this hands-on video, where we're seeing a few software flubs, but earlier when I tested it, the performance was just fine, multitasking was fine, swiping through, the responsiveness was just fine, all of that was fine. And so otherwise, so far, we're looking at a lot of kind of iterative changes, right, Chris? Yeah, a lot of iterative changes. One of the major changes and new features is something you're not going to see today in the demo area, and that is a built-in echocardiogram test for diagnosing heart conditions. It's the first over-the-counter, direct-to-consumer device that does something like that, and it's been FDA approved, but it's not available to test here in this demo area. And I don't think we do it justice testing it here either. Other things that are hard to do justice here, the speaker is supposedly 50% louder. That is hard to test here. And the battery life. We're looking at 18 hours of battery life, including 6 hours of exercise time. So if you run a slow marathon, you can still have your 6 hours. And so, yeah, it's other than that echocardiogram feature, it is mostly iterative upgrades, but in a way, I don't think that matters for most users. Apple already claims that the Apple Watch is the top-selling watch in the world, smart or not just the top smart watch, but the smart watch, the best watch, the top-selling watch. So, all Apple really needed was for the device to be just as good, if not better. So, I am guessing with this watch, regardless of whether so stay tuned for more coverage from today's event and bring you full copy of the